What if I told you that the secret to reigniting your intimacy, boosting your energy, and restoring your confidence doesn't come from a little blue pill, but from a glass of juice sitting quietly in your kitchen? Just one dose every morning, 1 cup. That's all it takes. For some men, it's turned frustration and fatigue into connection and vitality. And for a few, it even saved their marriage. I'm Dr. James, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping older men reclaim the part of themselves they thought was gone forever. I've worked with retired engineers, former athletes, grandfathers, men who once quietly accepted their decline, but I've seen firsthand how natural, science-backed remedies can bring back what time tried to take away. Here's what no one tells you. Erectile dysfunction is not just about age, it's about blood flow. And blood flow, that can be improved naturally. Most men over 60 have never been told about the power of simple, everyday drinks that boost nitric oxide, lower blood pressure, and improve circulation. But cultures around the world have known these secrets for centuries. One of them works so well it's been nicknamed nature's Viagra, and it doesn't require a prescription or cause side effects. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 10 powerful drinks, each backed by research, each capable of transforming your health, your energy, and yes, your intimacy. These aren't fads. They're time-tested body-healing tools that every man deserves to know. And make sure you stay with me until the end, because the final drink on this list might be the simplest, most powerful natural remedy you'll ever discover. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you're new here, I'd encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll never miss another tip designed specifically to help men like you live stronger, healthier lives. And if you find this video helpful, just type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I read every response, and your feedback helps me create better content for you. Now that you know what's possible with just one simple daily habit, let's get into the first natural drink that's been making a real difference for men over 60. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, but it is incredibly powerful. In fact, it's often called nature's secret weapon for circulation. Let's talk about celery juice and why it deserves a place in your morning routine. 1. Celery juice, the #1 natural Viagra alternative. I'll never forget one of my patients, Mark, a 67-year-old former firefighter. Strong hands, sharp mind, but lately he said he'd been feeling like a dimmed version of himself. "Doc," he told me, "it's not just the bedroom. I just don't feel like a man anymore." We ran some tests. Heart was fine, hormones were decent, but his circulation was sluggish. That's when I introduced him to something most people overlook: celery juice. It sounds too simple to be effective, but sometimes nature hides its greatest solutions in the plainest places. Celery juice contains compounds called phthalides, which help relax the muscles in your artery walls. This isn't just good for your heart, it's a game changer for blood flow everywhere, especially down below. When blood vessels can open up more easily, more blood flows to the areas that need it most. For men struggling with erectile dysfunction, this change can be night and day. And it's not just anecdotal. Studies have shown that celery juice can reduce blood pressure and improve overall vascular health, two of the biggest roadblocks to performance for older men. But that's not all. Celery also has a surprising effect on your stress hormones. High levels of cortisol, the hormone your body pumps out under stress, can absolutely sabotage your sex drive and your ability to maintain an erection. Celery helps bring those levels down, promoting a calmer, more balanced internal state. For a man like Mark, who carried decades of pressure and pride on his shoulders, this was a shift he could feel. After just a few weeks of drinking 1 glass of celery juice every morning, Mark came back into my office smiling. "I feel awake again," he said. Alive. His blood pressure had dropped slightly, but more importantly, his confidence had returned. And if you've ever struggled with this issue, you know it's not just about the physical act. It's about how you feel in your own skin, how you hold your head high again. So if you've been wondering whether something as humble as celery could really make a difference, I can tell you from both the science and the stories, It can. 1 cup a day. That's all it takes to start shifting your body back into balance. But celery juice is just the beginning, because the next drink on this list, it tastes like summer, but works like a gentle engine for your circulation, and it might be the most enjoyable remedy you've never tried. If you're still here and these insights are resonating with you, drop a number 1 in the comments to let me know you're following along. I'm glad you're taking this step for your health. Now let's keep going with the next powerful drink on our list. 2. Banana Smoothie, potassium for performance. A few years ago, I had a patient named Leonard, 71 years old, retired mail carrier, widower, recently remarried. He came into my office with a gentle smile and a quiet confession. "Doc, I finally found love again, but I'm afraid I won't be able to keep up." There was no shame in his voice, just honesty, and it hit me deeply. This wasn't about vanity. This was about wanting to be present for someone he cared about, to feel connected again. He wasn't looking for a miracle, he just wanted a fighting chance. We talked about lifestyle, about stress, and then we talked about food. I introduced Leonard to the idea of nutrient-driven vitality, starting with one of the most underestimated foods out there, the banana. Simple, sweet, and packed with what the body needs most as it ages, potassium. Potassium isn't just important for heart health, it plays a direct role in regulating blood pressure and keeping your arteries clear and flexible. For men, that means better blood flow where it counts. See, when blood pressure is off, even just a little, it puts a strain on the delicate vessels that support an erection. Bananas help reduce that tension naturally, without any side effects. That alone can mean more consistency, more responsiveness, and less frustration in intimate moments. But there's more. Bananas also contain vitamin B6, which supports hormone production and a natural dose of quick energy from their natural sugars. When blended into a smoothie with a splash of almond milk or a handful of spinach, you're getting a well-rounded, nutrient-rich drink that fuels your body and supports your confidence. Leonard started drinking one every morning. His power shake, he called it. Within a month, he felt more energized, more relaxed, and most importantly, more connected with his new wife. I've seen the same story repeat with so many men. Something as simple as a banana smoothie can remind them that they're still capable, not just of physical intimacy, but of emotional presence. It's not a magic trick, it's nourishment, the kind that builds from the inside out. And if a creamy, familiar smoothie could help you feel younger, wait until you hear about a drink so vibrant, so rich in blood-boosting nutrients, it's been called the elixir of stamina. This one isn't just about performance, it's about power, from the heart to every part of you. 3. Carrot juice, circulation plus energy booster. There's something honest about a carrot. No flash, no fuss, just pure natural power. I remember recommending carrot juice to a man named Harold. He was 66, a retired mechanic, always wore his baseball cap indoors, and carried decades of hard work in his hands and shoulders. When he came to me, his main concern wasn't just erectile dysfunction, it was the sluggishness, the lack of spark. "I'm tired, Doc," he said, and not just tired, worn out. That kind of fatigue isn't just physical, it's emotional too. That's where carrot juice came in. Bright, sweet, and rich in beta-carotene, carrots convert into vitamin A in the body, an essential nutrient for maintaining healthy blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because good blood flow is at the core of everything we're talking about today. No matter what your testosterone levels are, if blood isn't moving freely, your body won't respond the way it used to. Carrot juice helps with that. It supports the integrity of blood vessels and keeps them flexible and clear. Even more important for men like Harold, carrot juice is also loaded with potassium, just like bananas, which helps regulate blood pressure. That's critical. When your blood pressure is balanced, your heart doesn't have to work as hard and blood can travel more efficiently to every part of the body. That means more energy, more responsiveness, and more control. And with its natural sugars, carrot juice provides a steady, clean source of fuel, not the kind that crashes, but the kind that carries you through your day with strength. Harold told me a few weeks later, "I feel like I can breathe again. I walk lighter. My wife even noticed I've been humming around the house. That's the thing about small changes. They add up. A single glass of carrot juice in the morning became his ritual, his daily reset. And with it came not just better circulation, but better mood, better sleep, better mornings. You'd be amazed what can happen when your body starts working with you instead of against you. And as wonderful as carrot juice is, the next drink on our list might just surprise you even more. It's creamy, satisfying, and packed with nutrients most men over 60 are missing, and it supports your heart, your hormones, and your health in one smooth sip. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments. I'd love to know you're here and following along. Now let's keep moving forward with point number 4. 4. Ginger tea, circulation and testosterone. Some remedies don't just work, they wake something up inside you. That's how I feel about ginger tea. I recommended it to Richard, a 70-year-old former jazz musician who came into my office with a quiet sadness in his voice. "Doc, I still love my wife like the day I met her," he said, "but I feel like my body's forgotten how to respond." That kind of honesty isn't easy for any man, and I could see the weight of that struggle in his posture. Ginger is one of those ancient roots that's been used for generations, not just to soothe the stomach, but to awaken the body from within. When made into a warm, comforting tea, it becomes a powerful tool for male vitality. The compounds found in ginger, particularly gingerol and shogal, help reduce inflammation in the blood vessels. That means improved circulation, especially to the areas that need it most for sexual health. Good circulation is more than just a mechanical issue. It's about life force, energy moving freely through the body. But ginger doesn't stop at blood flow. One of the most remarkable benefits of ginger is its ability to support healthy testosterone levels. In fact, research has shown that regular ginger consumption can lead to noticeable increases in testosterone over time, especially in men facing age-related decline. That means better mood, more motivation, and improved performance, not just in intimacy, but in life. When Richard began drinking a cup of ginger tea every evening, it became more than a habit. It was his moment of calm, his ritual of restoration. A few weeks later, he walked back into my office with a little more swing in his step. "I'm playing music again," he told me, "and I'm not just playing for myself." His energy had shifted. His spirit had returned, and he credited something as simple as a warm cup of tea. That's the beauty of natural medicine. It's gentle, but it runs deep. Ginger tea reminds the body of what it's capable of. It reminds men that strength can be restored even after years of feeling like it's fading. Now, if ginger tea warms the body and stirs the spirit, wait until you hear about the next drink. It's bright, bursting with antioxidants, and has been proven to help the heart, and what helps the heart almost always helps everything else. 5. Green tea, belly fat and blood flow buster. There's a quiet strength in green tea. It's not loud or flashy, but over time it works its way into your system like a trusted friend, steadily improving the way you feel from the inside out. I recommended it to Walter, a 69-year-old retired history professor. He was the kind of man who took care of everyone else, his students, his children, even his neighbors, but somewhere along the way he stopped taking care of himself. He came to me not just for help with intimacy, but for a sense of renewal. He said, "I want to feel light again, not just in my body, but in my life." Green tea was the first thing I suggested. It's packed with powerful antioxidants called catechins, which are known to improve blood vessel function. For men struggling with poor circulation, a major contributor to erectile dysfunction, this is critical. The better your blood flows, the easier it is for your body to respond when intimacy calls. But the benefits don't stop there. One of green tea's most overlooked advantages is its effect on body fat, especially around the midsection. As men age, belly fat doesn't just change your appearance, it disrupts your hormones, lowers testosterone, and increases inflammation. Green tea helps target that area specifically. It boosts metabolism, helps burn stubborn fat, and gently nudges the body back toward balance. Walter made green tea a daily ritual. 1 cup in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. A few weeks in, he told me something that stayed with me. "I don't just feel better," he said, "I feel more me." His energy came back, his belly began to slim, and that old spark in his eyes returned. His wife later told me he'd started humming again in the mornings, reading poetry out loud like he used to when they were younger. All from something as simple as a warm, earthy cup of tea. Green tea works quietly, but it works consistently. It reminds the body to keep moving, keep burning, keep loving, and sometimes that's exactly what we need. Now, if green tea supports the heart and trims the waist, the next drink might just take things to the next level. It's creamy, smooth, and brimming with nutrients that protect your arteries and energize your body from the inside out, and it's not what most people expect. 6. Almond milk, the silent healer. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from the quietest places. That's exactly how I think of almond milk. It's not bold, it's not loud, but it's steady, reliable, and full of the kind of nourishment the body craves as it gets older. I first recommended almond milk to a patient named Ron. He was 73, a retired postman, widowed for several years, and recently starting to reconnect with an old friend from church. He wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel a little more alive. He said, "Doc, I'm not chasing my youth. I just want to feel like myself again." Almond milk became part of his morning routine, something he looked forward to. What makes almond milk so valuable, especially for older men, is its high content of vitamin E. This powerful antioxidant helps protect blood vessels from oxidative stress and inflammation. Why does that matter? Because the smoother and more flexible your blood vessels are, the easier it is for blood to flow, especially to the areas responsible for sexual function. Good circulation isn't just about movement. It's about presence, connection, and response. But the benefits go deeper. Almond milk is also rich in magnesium, which helps relax blood vessels and supports a healthy heart rhythm. It contains calcium for bone health and healthy fats that fuel the body in a balanced way. For men who are lactose intolerant or just looking for a gentler plant-based option, almond milk offers a safe and effective alternative that doesn't come with the heaviness of traditional dairy. Ron told me after a few weeks, "I don't know how to explain it, but I feel more comfortable in my own skin." That's something I've heard more than once. When your body feels nourished, not overloaded, not inflamed, you start showing up differently in your life. Ron eventually invited that old friend out to dinner, and then another. And not long after, he stopped by my office just to tell me, "Thank you." No prescription needed, just a small change that created space for something new. Almond milk may be simple, but sometimes simple is exactly what the body responds to. A drink that calms, heals, and strengthens from within. And if that sounds gentle, just wait. The next drink on our list is bold, rich in color, and loaded with antioxidants so powerful they've been shown to improve not just blood flow, but function. Real, measurable function. You won't want to miss this one. 7. Spinach Smoothie, Nitrate Powerhouse. It's funny how the foods we avoided as kids sometimes turn out to be the ones that save us later in life. Spinach is a perfect example. I remember a patient named Eugene, 68 years old, a retired railroad worker, strong hands but tired eyes. He told me, "Doc, I'm not ready to give up on feeling like a man, but lately things just aren't working the way they used to." There was frustration in his voice, but also hope. He was willing to try, and that's all I needed. I introduced him to something simple, a daily spinach smoothie. Not a giant lifestyle overhaul, not a strict diet, just one small habit, one glass a day. Why spinach? Because it's loaded with natural nitrates, and those nitrates are converted in the body into nitric oxide. That one compound, nitric oxide, is a key player in relaxing and widening your blood vessels, which allows for stronger, more consistent blood flow. And as we've talked about, when blood flow improves, so does everything else. But that's just the start. Spinach is also rich in magnesium, a mineral that's often overlooked but critical for older men. Magnesium helps relax the vascular system, reducing tension and improving circulation. It also supports nerve function and energy levels, which can quietly decline over the years without you even noticing. Add to that vitamins A, C, and K, plus a healthy dose of iron, and you've got a drink that's not just helping your performance, but your overall vitality. Eugene blended his spinach with banana, a splash of almond milk, and a spoonful of peanut butter. It became his morning ritual. After a few weeks, he came back into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said, "I'm waking up before my alarm again. And I'm not the only one who's noticed. That kind of change doesn't come from pills. It comes from fuel, real plant-based, body-honoring fuel." Spinach may not have seemed exciting at first, but when it comes to what it does inside the body, it's nothing short of remarkable. It restores the systems that keep you energized, connected, and fully present. And while spinach works quietly behind the scenes, the next drink bursts onto the scene with bold flavor and even bolder effects, especially when it comes to your heart and your hormones. If you're looking for something that protects you and powers you up, just wait until you hear what's next. 8. Pomegranate Juice. Heart health equals stronger performance. There's something almost regal about pomegranate juice. Deep red, rich in flavor, and loaded with life-giving nutrients. I recommended it to a man named Frank, a 72-year-old retired Army veteran who still stood tall but had started to feel a little less steady in other areas of life. He looked me straight in the eye and said, "Doc, I'm not ready to slow down. But lately my body is making that decision for me." He wasn't looking for shortcuts, just something real that would give him his edge back. Pomegranate juice was my answer. It's one of the most powerful natural drinks I know when it comes to supporting the heart, and as I always say to my patients, when your heart is strong, everything else follows. Pomegranate juice is packed with antioxidants, especially a compound called punicalagin. This isn't just good for reducing inflammation, it actually helps protect and repair the inner lining of your blood vessels. That means better circulation, lower blood pressure, and more efficient blood flow where it counts. But here's the part that always gets my patients' attention. Several studies have shown that pomegranate juice can directly improve erectile function, not through hormones or stimulants, but by improving the quality of the blood flow. It clears the path, so to speak, allowing your body to respond the way it was meant to. And it doesn't just help in the bedroom, it also reduces plaque buildup in the arteries, supports healthy cholesterol levels, and gives your entire cardiovascular system the boost it needs to keep you active and energized. Frank started drinking a small glass every morning. A month later, he sat across from me and said, "I feel like I've got some fire back in the furnace." His workouts were easier. His mood had lifted, and yes, he said intimacy was no longer something he feared or avoided. That shift in his voice told me everything. He wasn't just functioning again, he was thriving. Pomegranate juice delivers strength from the inside out. It rebuilds what time tries to wear down. It reminds the body how to circulate, how to connect, and how to respond. And if that sounds powerful, the next drink might just surprise you even more. It's light, it's hydrating, and it holds a secret weapon inside, a natural amino acid that your body turns into fuel for stamina, strength, and satisfaction. Stay with me. You won't want to miss this one. 9. Watermelon Juice. Citrulline Magic. There's something undeniably joyful about watermelon. It reminds us of summer, of carefree days, of feeling light and alive. But most people don't realize that this sweet, hydrating fruit is also one of nature's most effective tools for men's health, especially when it comes to circulation and performance. I remember a patient named Dennis, 70 years old, who came into my office with a sense of quiet frustration. "Doc," he said, "I feel like everything takes more effort now, even the things that used to come naturally." That kind of honesty takes courage, and I knew exactly where to start. I told him about watermelon juice, not just as a refreshing drink, but as a natural source of an amino acid called citrulline. Once inside the body, citrulline is converted into arginine and from there into nitric oxide. If you've been following closely, you'll recognize that nitric oxide is essential for relaxing blood vessels and improving blood flow, Two things that directly affect a man's ability to get and maintain an erection. What's amazing is that watermelon juice does all this gently, without side effects, and while delivering hydration and essential nutrients like vitamins A, C, and B6. Dennis was skeptical at first. "You're telling me watermelon's going to fix this?" He laughed, but he gave it a try. One glass in the morning, sometimes blended with a bit of mint or lime. A few weeks later, he came back and said something I'll never forget. "It's not just working again, Doc. I feel lighter, happier, like I got a part of myself back." That's the power of something as simple as watermelon juice. It's not about forcing the body to perform, it's about helping it remember how. And that's really the key with so many of these natural drinks. They don't push, they support. They don't mask, they restore. Watermelon juice, with its citrulline content, gives the body exactly what it needs to function as it was designed to. And let's be honest, it doesn't hurt that it tastes great too. Now, if watermelon is sweet, light, and gentle, the final drink on this list is bold, earthy, and powerful. It's used by athletes to boost stamina, but its true gift lies in how it transforms blood flow and endurance at the cellular level. Get ready. This last one is the game changer. 10. Beetroot Juice, athlete's secret weapon. There's a reason endurance athletes swear by beetroot juice. But what many don't know is that this deep red drink isn't just for marathon runners. It's a powerful ally for older men who want to reclaim energy, improve circulation, and reignite their sense of vitality. I remember a man named Joe, 74 years old, a retired firefighter who had spent his life serving others. He sat down across from me, looked me in the eye, and said, "Doc, I'm not ready to fade out. I just need something that'll help me feel like I'm still in the game." That's when I introduced him to beetroot juice. Now, I'll admit, it's not for everyone at first sip. Earthy, strong, not exactly sweet. But what it lacks in taste, it more than makes up for in function. Beets are loaded with natural nitrates, and when your body converts those into nitric oxide, amazing things start to happen. Blood vessels open up. Circulation improves, oxygen delivery increases, and for a man struggling with erectile dysfunction, that means real physical improvement, not from a pill, but from real nourishment. Beetroot juice also helps lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation throughout the cardiovascular system. For men like Joe, whose blood flow had slowed and energy levels dropped, this drink gave him something he hadn't felt in a long time: stamina. Within a few weeks of daily use, he wasn't just feeling stronger. He was moving better, sleeping better, even laughing more. "Doc," he said, "I forgot how good it feels to be in motion." What struck me most wasn't just the physical progress, it was the return of his spirit. That sense of purpose, that belief that life isn't winding down, it's just shifting gears. Beetroot juice helped remind his body how to function efficiently again, and in doing so, helped him feel whole again. That's what real healing looks like. So if you've ever wondered whether something as simple as a vegetable could bring you back to life in the ways that matter most, believe me, it can. One glass a day can start a transformation that touches every part of your life, from energy and confidence to connection and joy. And now that you've heard all 10 of these powerful natural drinks, the real question is, how will you begin? Because in the final moments of this video, I'm going to give you something special, a simple doctor-designed plan you can start tomorrow. No stress, no confusion, just results. Let's finish strong. Conclusion: 1 cup a day, a lifetime of change. After decades of working with men just like you, fathers, veterans, husbands, friends, I can tell you this: the difference between a man who feels alive and one who feels like he's fading isn't always big. Sometimes it's just one small change made every morning. 1 cup, 1 act of care, 1 quiet commitment to yourself. We've talked about 10 powerful natural drinks, each one with its own unique way of helping you reclaim energy, improve circulation, and restore that sense of strength and connection you thought might be behind you. Celery juice opens the blood vessels and quiets stress. Banana smoothies feed the body potassium and fuel. Carrot juice boosts energy and heart health. Ginger tea stirs up testosterone and warms the body. Green tea melts away belly fat and helps blood flow more freely. Almond milk supports your vessels, your bones, and your heart. Spinach smoothies fill you with nitric oxide and nutrients. Pomegranate juice cleans the arteries and reignites performance. Watermelon juice delivers citrulline, that subtle but powerful blood flow booster. And beetroot juice? That's your endurance fuel, your bold, deep, natural secret weapon. Each one of these drinks stands on its own, but together they tell a bigger story, a story about the man who doesn't give up, who doesn't settle for decline, and who believes that even in his 60s or 70s, there's more life to live. I've seen it in their eyes, the shift from doubt to hope, from fatigue to fire. I've had the honor of watching men return not just to health, but to themselves. And here's the best part. This isn't complicated. You don't need to overhaul your life or spend hundreds of dollars on pills or treatments that only mask the symptoms. You can start with a single drink each morning, rotate them through the week, listen to your body, and over time you'll notice things change. Your energy, your mood, your intimacy, your confidence. So, as we close, I want to leave you with this. You are not past your prime. You are not broken. You are still capable of feeling strong, connected, and alive. The body remembers how to heal when you give it what it needs. Start tomorrow. 1 cup. 1 decision. 1 new beginning. Your wife will thank you. But more importantly, you'll thank yourself.